All right. I missed last week's episode, so clearly I need to put my shit together. Well, what can I say? It's a good thing. It's a good thing because life keep me busy. Some people are not busy at all. You should be busy. Well, let's start with what are we going to talk about today? When people come to my channel and said, "What is this guy going to say?" So I think I have three main topics, maybe two. So we're going to start with a life update. Not that anyone cares, but well, let's make it more personal, shall we? Then we're going to move to a mini rant, parenting slash tips kind of thing. And then I want to discuss something about Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies, because I have been hearing in TikTok, I saw it, but I listened to a YouTube interview with Ben McKenzie. The guy used to be in this series, The OC, and also there was like a cop show, pretty good, that for many years he have been trying to talk about Bitcoin and why Bitcoin sounds like a scam. And if you ask me, I also think like a scam. The thing is, because who is Fernando? Then no one cares what I say. But Ben McKenzie, a Hollywood star with TV series and movies. Oh, he was in Gotham, the Batman, pre-Batman series. He was Commissioner Gordon. Awesome series. And where he just shared his point of view. I think he has a lot of information about it. Why Bitcoin is a bad deal for most of the things. It's just used for illegal businesses. Um, you cannot use the coin to buy anything, and that's all the point about this. Like, for example, we are putting a lot of effort and engineering and ingenuity and all kind of things to send people to the moon, like Artemis 2. We send it around the moon, come back. And on the other hand, we we are trying to people we are trying to make people use a coin that you can't even use it to buy your lunch. And then if you come to me and say, it's because you don't understand, well, try to explain better without the use of 3 YouTube videos and a lot of keynotes and PowerPoint presentations with dramatic characters explaining what is Bitcoin and why I don't understand and why I'm not part of the cult. But anyway, that's for the last one. I think I already said it. But let's start with a live update. I think I mentioned before, I think 3 episodes before, that Sharon and I finally make it official. So we're getting married in a way that, uh, again, on the eyes of the law, we're going to sign the paper. Not too romantic, right? We are doing it, or I also propose it because I think is the way to go. Funny thing, I was explaining to one of my friends that when people start thinking about marriage, and a lot of people, they find themselves in a position when they're in their 20s, they feel pressure by society or by the girlfriend or by the boyfriend on the other side to get married, to have kids, to follow what society is expecting from you when you reach certain age. You finish high school, you go to university if you have the chance. I mean, if you have the chance to go to high school as well, but let's get to that part another day. But let's say you go to university, then you start getting a job, you find yourself a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and you make plans to get married. You get married, you buy a house, you get kids, and you divorce. Or in the other on the other option, you are happy ever after. Nevertheless, we have seen in a lot of data that that doesn't happen. That's not the point. So the point is, how I see it now, getting married at 45 years old, things looks way, way different than it might look when you're 20s, right? In my case, it just came natural to me. I just talked to Cheryl one day and I was thinking like, not in the way that, oh, I want to spend the rest of my life with that woman. Maybe not the rest of my life, but I was just looking for the long term. because you never know what happened. But for the long term, I was feeling comfortable with her, comfortable with our relationship, comfortable with everything that is around us. And when I say comfortable, is like that I can be myself in most of the cases, that we can be honest to each other for the good and for the bad things. Also, I accept her life, her family, her past. And I say the past because we all have past, but in this case, when you start dating a woman that has kids, then you have to understand that you should be second on the list. And I think that's the way to go. Maybe this is advice. If you're a single mother and you're looking for a man or you find a man, this man has to understand that he would, in some point of view, he should be second in the list of priorities. Because priority number one is your kids because you have them and you have to locked in, you have to put your shit together, you have to be a good mom and a good dad. Then if you decided to stay with this woman, or let's say if you're a woman with a guy that has kids, if you decide to stay, then you have to, again, as I say, you have to lock in and take care of the kids that they are not yours, unless there is a different argument or a different, let's say, something that you guys agree. But I think that is the way to do, and that's how it happened to me. So we decided to do it because I was feeling very nice part of the family. I love the girls. I feel good with the family. A lot of things that I have been doing for my past 5 years, I would say, since we are together and things have uh, evolved. For most of the positive things would not be possible if it was not because of her support and a lot of things. It's just the synergy that we have. And I think from her side, she also see it this way. And I'm trying to pass this to the kids, right? To see how we can how we can be very good, positive figure as a male figure, because that was not present most of the time. I mean, yes and no. Um, we can go for that later. But yeah, that's our life update. So we are planning to do something nice, getting some families together to sign the papers, and then we just go for a nice brunch, spend quality time with the people that you love, that in this case will be mainly family. Then another day we bring friends. She was not expecting anything romantic, I would say. When women said that they are not expecting anything, you still have to put some effort. So I tried to do something nice. Luckily, I found something that she likes as a gift. And then we went from there. So now I think before the end of the year, we'll be legally married. I mean, we already practically live as one couple with kids and everything. So I hope the things can just change for good. So that's the thing. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Now, the rant about parenting and tips and advices if you're let's say, a parent. Well, I already said that, you're always an idiot in the eyes of your kids if they're teenagers. But you have to stay there, because even if you think they're dumb, because some people say, "Oh man, they're just kids, they're dumb." They're not dumb. I mean, some of them, I think they're smarter than you think, and they're always listening. They're always looking at you. So beware what you say, beware what you do, because one day it will be useful for them to try to do or say things that they once they saw from you. On the other hand, if you do bad stuff and say bad stuff, it might backfire you. So yeah, be careful what you say to the kids and what you do with the kids. I could say now today, 29 of April 2026, the foundation of a lot of things for kids is try to make them disciplined in a way. What do I mean discipline? Not like a military discipline, but you should give them some task, create some discipline. For example, here at home, we try, I mean, in my case, a little bit different because they are not my kids biologically, uh, from the biological perspective. So that changed a little bit things. But what we try to do here at home is that the room is the responsibility. They cannot go out if the room is not tied up. They have to make their beds. That is not always the case. Well, maybe sometimes it is. They have to do their dishes when after the meal and dinner, let's say. So give them small task that is a must and is non-negotiable, so they can start learning how life is, and that is not so easy because I was looking at a movie. Two brothers, they were talking, and then they were like struggling with something, and then one said to the other that they were not blessed with easy. So if they were not blessed with an easy life, they have to struggle and find the meaning to do things. So I would say that give them some shit to your kids in a way. They have to, don't make it too easy for them so they can see when they go to the real world, when they start working, when they are in university dealing with people, they can see that they're already prepared to something because it's complicated. You know what I mean? But on the other hand, what can you do? It doesn't matter what you tell them. Most of them, they would not even try to listen to you. Just do your best all the time. Oh, and one thing, I would say try to make them find a sport early in life, because finding a sport teaches a lot of things, teaches of the uh, discipline, teaches, put effort into something that you like, and then it's not always fun, and it doesn't need to be fun in order to be fun, as I always say. It takes effort to get to a point in the sport that you make some bonds with people, maybe with your friends, maybe with your family. So try to put them in sports. That's a good thing. Yeah, let's stop the rant and the parenting 101. Anyway, if you guys have any advice for me as a 45-year-old parent of two teenagers, let me know. Let me know. I don't know how to be honest. I just don't want to shoot myself on the foot often. So if you guys know how, just comment here, or I don't know, send me a video in YouTube where I can watch. And yeah, and then just hope for the best. Now, coming back to the Bitcoin part. Well, this guy Ben McKenzie, a lot of people start making fun of him because they thought that he was just like a pretty face, and oh, you don't know nothing, you're just a Hollywood star. He was like I don't know if he was like a Disney, the Disney kid or Nickelodeon kids, I don't know. But funny thing, he kept going, and he even co-wrote a book. And then lately he has been in a lot of interviews with a lot of people in podcasts about the issues with Bitcoin. And I found it pretty odd. I found it very, very, very fishy, the cryptocurrency world, Bitcoin. I even got myself into when it was started to gain popularity, let's say some 10, 12 years ago. So I got some. I still have my wallet with crypto. Crypto.com is my wallet. But to be honest, a couple of times I use it. Once in Japan, I think I paid for a karaoke with some Bitcoin. Then everybody make fun of them. Hey, you shouldn't be using Bitcoin to pay stuff. And I'm like, okay, smartass, what should I use my Bitcoin for? Oh, you just have to hold it. To hold it for what? To do what? Oh, it's an investment. An investment to what? Like, how do I make money on it? And everybody, no one knows, but everybody says that I have to hold it. And that's what this guy, Ben McKenzie, uh, explains all over. And this coin is mainly used for illegal businesses or just to scam other people. And in the case that I said how to make money, with that, then I replied to my friend. So then I have to scam another friend of mine because let's say I have 10,000 US dollars worth of Bitcoin. That is 0.0000. Who knows? Depend of the how is the exchange rate, let's say. So someone say, "Hey, Fernando, you have Bitcoin," and let's say I want to cash out. So I just have to scam my friend. I'll say, "Oh, you want $1,000?" Then I share my wallet. He scanned my wallet. He have to give me $1,000 cash, and I gave him this $1,000 in Bitcoin that he cannot do anything. He have it in his wallet, and unless he has any business, dark business idea that we don't know, or he wants to start like, I don't know, laundering money with some drug businesses or some who knows what, then maybe. But if not, he has $1,000 there for nothing. He cannot buy anything. As I say earlier, you can't even go and buy your lunch. Then if we put it as bluntly as this, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because that's what Ben McKenzie is trying to explain. There's frauds all over, and then they came with some stable coins. I mean, I think you should watch his videos. I think he also had a documentary. I don't know if it's in Netflix or I don't know anywhere, but you should watch it. He makes the things very simple to understand, and regardless if you are a Bitcoin pro or against, maybe you should watch it. Then maybe you can explain to me what is Bitcoin and why. What can I do with if I check now in my wallet? I don't remember how much money I have in Bitcoin. I also have Ethereum, but what can I do with that other than scamming someone else for me to cash out? Nothing you can do. Bitcoin, I don't know how many transactions per second can it handle, but it is not on the thousands of transactions per second. So for some applications in this real world, when you see that Amazon is making, I don't know how many millions of transactions per second, then what crypto can do that? They cannot cope up with the speed, right? Ben McKenzie, he interviewed Sam Bankman-Fried. I think he's Fried, but no, they said it's pronounced Fried. Before he got in prison, and he was saying all the pros and cons to him. So it's funny that later on he got caught and basically go for to jail. And I still don't know. You can see a lot of people there. They still, no man, Bitcoin is the best. You can see it right now in the news. Bitcoin is still going up, still going up. But well, I leave it to you. Just check it out. But think about this. If you need someone to explain hours and hours or in 45 minutes what Bitcoin is, and you can't even use it to buy your next lunch, maybe it shouldn't be a thing to use. Okay, then let's close this monologue with two thoughts. One is parenting is hard because kids think parents we are like NPC, non-playable characters from video games. And also why I think crypto is a scam, because not everything that goes up has a value, if you know what I mean. Okay. And yeah, let's close positive as well. I mean, big changes are good. Let's find your soulmate. Let's find some purpose. Try to be happy and do good. Peace.